Why isn't it opening fire? I'm scared.
And out of a special weapon ammo.
Break off. Page 2, box 2. Going for the loner. Page 2, box 2. Gollum and Maze Squadron, help us.
I'm on it.
Let Gollum and Maze Squadron handle it. They'll pull through. Get your asses out. Where's our odds of getting out of here are? Machines don't get tired. Watch out. The enemy has a lock on you.
I also love how the drones feel more like drones in this game. They don't feel like the rest of the planes. They feel completely different.
We just might make it out. Don't look back. Just have faith. Gollum and Maze, we know you again. We'll take it. Maze Squadron, get those things off my ass.
I'm doing what I can do.
Now. Trigger, can you help him? Good job, Mage 2. We want as many guys out here as possible.
Golem knocker, I'm going.
Golem 2, what's your status? Status report.
My old TTUD is going to shit by now.
Golem 2, get away from the enemy.
Mage 2, support.
The way they put Arkanji mixed with the drone soundtrack in here, it's also really good. The way they deal with the soundtrack on this game is just...
Golem 2, lost. Shit. Skykeeper, where's the one that got brownie?
it's kinda like playing War of Thunder,
Sorry.
but more arcade-like. Okay. Pink Halo looked like straight out of Evangelion, yes.
Splashed.
In all honesty, the button setup on the controller is so intuitive it almost feels like using a fly stick.
What I had to
Yeah.
say. About what? Not a girl who'd retreat. Just not in her DNA.
Great brownie.
That was the right decision at the time. No, I should have never let a fledgling like her out of my reach to begin with. Golem Squadron, Mage Squadron, withdraw.
Oh, you beautiful giant fucking monster. Oh, cool, carrier landing. I love that. I never hated fucking landing on a carrier.
Lower your speed.
Aware of my speed, thank you.
3,000 to carrier. Mage 2, bank left.
Dude, I know where the fucking carrier is.
Mage 2, lower your nose, you're too high. 1,500 to carrier.
Lower the speed, lower the speed. And landed.
Perfect, Mage 2.
I hate this.
Back. Now return to base.
It's probably the worst type of landing. I hate landing on carriers.
Mage Squadron, this is the situation. Gollum and the other base's squadrons already joined forces and are engaged. You guys will arrive right in the middle of the action. Mage Squadron, eliminate all bandits in the current airspace. We have the upper hand, but that doesn't mean we can ease up. Good luck. Mage 1, Wilco.
I almost dropped the controller, damn it. I didn't mean to go out of the game.
Unfortunately, the two-front offensive was a failure. The aircraft carrier Kestrel II was sunk during the attack on Farbanti. Carrier-borne aircraft mistakenly bombed urban areas, and this has turned public opinion in neutral countries against us. Our own forces also suffered heavy losses. If it weren't for a few extraordinary fighters, many of us wouldn't have made it home. The situation is grim. We have precious little time.
No,
however,
Grim is a pilot from
we have
Ace
to
Combat
get to the
5.
space elevator.
An A rank. I wasn't expecting an S rank.
Here he comes. Mihai's looking worse. Thank God he has his granddaughters here to help him out. They're sisters, 15 and 10. Engaging the enemy in combat so we could use his physiological data to improve the drones had always taken a toll on Mihai's body. But today, he was really showing his age.
If I were to compare one of the Ace combats to Metal Gear, this would be the most Metal Gear-ish.
When Mihai found that out, he insisted on flying to the front lines to see it for himself. Sometimes he could be so stubborn. His age wasn't the only thing affecting his health. Over the years, flying at high altitudes for prolonged stretches of time.
The most anime one of the bunch. Yeah, it's pretty anime and it's super scripted, but still really amazing job.
He saw combat again. If his flight suit still wasn't good enough,
It feels like the three PlayStation 2 games. They got the feeling of those games, and they did an amazing game.
Take a bit more tweaking before our drones can match his skill.
Made, not did.
How penal is this penal unit, you ask? This place is a shithole.
Need to play 4 again. I just played 4 because I'm doing the entire franchise. But yeah, oh, 4 is
That'll give you a
just...
pretty good idea of what the air smells like around here. We got all kinds of critters too. Everything from flea-ridden guards, rabid dogs, and a mechanic doing the stretch for life. I can't forget the rats. Yeah, we got those. And some pilots who got their wings clipped too. One's a great pilot, but a lousy thief. One's a gambler with no luck. And one's an anarchist with no balls. Their job here was to rev the engines on the fake runways. The idea was for Aruja's spy satellite to pick up the heat sig. Even though there weren't any real fighters here, it looked like it on their infrared. I bet you're wondering, if Aruja lost the war, how come they still have a spy satellite? Because someone over there was smart enough to train a bunch of computer nerds to hack into half of Osia's satellites. That's how come. Every now and again, I'd try to bust out. And every single time, those damn dogs would drag me right back. When I was in my cell, I'd hear this voice.
One thing I never got clear, and I really need confirmation from you guys, is April from Osia or from Erusia? Because I never got that clear. And also, is she captured by Osia or captured by Erusia? I think she's captured by Osia, but I don't know where she's from.
I could see how someone like her could win the hearts and minds of soldiers and workers alike. When the princess said something, you could tell she meant every word.
Going back to Farbanti, yeah, Farbanti on this game was...
That made her seem even more charming.
She's Ocean, okay.
You could say her charm was like a virus. Whenever she'd point out stuff that was wrong with Osia, the prisoners...
Because she kept talking about the war like 10 years ago, the Circum-Pacific War. And it was like, is she talking about the war on 4 or is she talking about the war on 5?
No way am I just gonna sit here.
Apparently she's talking about none of those words, and she's talking about a war that we haven't seen.
Instead of building fake-ass planes to trick Aruja, I'm gonna build one that'll really take off. You can count on that.
Because she keeps mentioning that her father was in the war that coincides kind of with the dates of Ace Combat 4, but it is not Ace Combat 4 because Osia was not on Ace Combat 4.
As proved by the failure
Her
of
dad died fighting for Osia in the Circum-Pacific War. Okay.
This will be difficult to overcome.
Thank you, Nugget.
However, we still need to get swiftly to the space elevator no matter what it takes. Someone there is
Ace
counting.
Combat 4 was like
The
25-ish.
hero of the
Yes.
Circum-Pacific War and the man who spearheaded the construction of the space elevator.
I mean, I have the whole timeline in there with the
Harling was inspecting
collector's
the
edition,
elevator
so I
when
could
war
check
broke
it.
out. He's been classified as missing since the elevator was taken over by the Erusian forces. However, according to the latest intel, a military officer accompanying Mr. Harling hid him inside the facility. Both are waiting for a chance to escape. Enemy anti-air radar network has been set up around the space elevator. It's likely a large squadron would be detected. We will send a single aircraft through the network and send in a rescue team soon after. A number of anti-air radars have been set
1995.
up around the space elevator.
Have to
However,
check
a
later.
reconnaissance suggests their network is weakest along the southeastern coast of Selatapura,
98,
so we can elude the enemy's observation.
2004.
There are a lot of rain clouds this time of year. Flying through the clouds will enable us to stay hidden from
2005,
their radar.
the War of Ace
If we
Combat
happen to
4.
be detected by their radar, we will be forced to abort the mission. The lone pilot will head up the strategy
Slovakia.
as you, Trigger. After you bust through, secure the rescue craft's landing zone by taking out the anti-air weapons. Gollum and others will arrive shortly for support. Provide escort for Mr. Harling's craft.
Interesting,
after
it
arrival.
doesn't say anything
out there,
about
everyone.
Avril's dad on the timeline. I mean, it was probably not a really important pilot. It was probably one of the many pilots that died on Ace Combat 5. But it doesn't say anything anywhere. And the Circum-Pacific War ends. Yep. Not someone you would really remember. Not in history, at least. Okay. This is a multi-target mission, so I'm going to buy the 8 AM. Not the GPV, I don't need the UPV. There is a zoom in this. Yeah. Okay, do I want the F-15 or do I want... The F-15 starts going up. And I don't really need or want the F-15. I need to start going down. Which means that I want the Mirage to get the gun gather. Wait, where is the gun gather? The gun gather is in here. I need to start unlocking the Russian planes. Get pew pew lasers? I suck at the lasers. I'm more of a missile guy. I am really bad with machine guns and lasers. In fact, I don't think I have used the machine gun pods for any other reason than to do the whole... the guns only run. It's the only time I use the machine gun pods. Look at this beauty. Look at the fucking MiG-29 and tell me it's not beautiful. That was pretty fun. Yeah, it was amazing. I love the Quicksilver and guns only runs that they started putting on the Ace Combat. It feels like a really decent challenge for people that play the game a lot. Can I buy roll stability? Yes, why not? And Gun Gather, which is the one that I actually wanted and needed. Can I buy it? Yeah. SP weapon reload, why not? taking out those ballistic missiles was really hard though. The ballistic missiles with the gun was just a pain. Was a complete pain in the ass. I have to give you that. It was probably the one I had more trouble with. Even with the machine gun pods. I think that lasers are counted as guns in this game, so I think you could probably try and do that mission with a plane that has lasers instead of machine guns, like one of the super planes. They do not, but what about the super planes, the one that do not have machine guns?